Hello and welcome back to Sakura Beach 2. Okay, I will. But what about us, Seiji? What about us? How do you think things are going? Ayumi and I have both been trying our best for you. But it's slow, isn't it? Well, I've never liked rushing things. Even if it's slow, I couldn't be happier with the way things are. We both get to tell Seiji how much we love him, and no guilt at all. There's no competition, no heartbreak. Everyone wins in a harem. Can you not say the word harem so casually? There's no need to be embarrassed. Everyone at school already knows. Yeah, even so, we can't just shout stuff like that in public. It's always nice to hear your thoughts, though. You've always been a patient listener, even if you don't pick up on certain things. She lightly taps me on the head. Silly Seiji. I know. Silly Seiji. She's not wrong, despite her extremely obvious hints that she'd been leaving all those years. But I promise I'll be less oblivious in the future. Well, you're gonna have to work on that. She gives me a suggestive wink. There's other things we can work on while we're here. All I have to do is wait for Ayumi to fall asleep, then I'll sneak into Seiji's room and... Please don't. Fine, we won't have a cuddle then. Cuddle? Yes, now you won't get one, silly. I hope you're pleased with yourself, cuddle ruiner. May you feel forever guilty about this. When my face gained its unnatural resistance to blunt trauma, it moved to using guilt as their most lethal weapon. And it plucks at my heartstrings every time. Okay. Sorry. I didn't know that was your plan. I'll forgive you if you get me that ice cream you promised me. I'm now doubling your ice cream debt for your... Sorry. Your continued blunders. So the ice cream debt continues to mount. Got no close to working out what Ayumi's problem was. Is that a new background image? Because I don't recognise that one immediately. I mean, granted, it's ages since I played Beach 1, and I sure as buggery ain't rewatching the Let's Play. After the brutality of that volleyball game, both of them opted to take a break. Pillows are one thing, but that volleyball... God, how am I still alive? Maybe the Reaper decided to spare me today. Either way, I need a moment to cool off. As for me, I'm at the pool by myself. No waves, no sand, nothing. No one and nothing to distract me. I've been wanting a moment to just lie down and think to myself. As it is, I haven't been able to sleep because I'm worried about someone sneaking into my bedroom. Actually looking at them as women and not as my friends. Makes everything so awkward. Yet, as much as I'm aware of that, I don't know what to do in order to change it. I don't have much else to worry about. I think I can figure out some way. Eventually. Just... I don't know. I can't handle that kind of attention. Is that just because of how I am? That's something I've thought about a lot lately. Just how much can you change yourself? We aren't living in an age of cybernetics or genetic enhancement yet. Can you change yourself simply by forcing yourself to do something? That's what I can't work out. With this whole harem idea, both Ayumi and Momoko can just be themselves. People change all the time, don't they? It's not something you can readily notice, though. Change is subtle. I hate that it's subtle because it means it's hard for me to pick up on. I don't even want to think about how I failed to notice their feelings for over a decade. Why must my brain be wired that way? Damn it, I'm trying to change that, but Momoko's hinting that I haven't picked up on something with Ayumi. Why must this be so hard? As I idly muse to myself, a shadow begins to loom over me. Now? Who's lying here? Only a stranger, of course. Huh? Neen! Where did you come from? The moon, of course. But since when were you staying at this hotel? Staying at this hotel? I don't know what you're talking about. You can't be here unless you're a guest, you know. I'll just say I'm a guest, problem solved. No one will ever have to know otherwise. That's not even the issue. How do you know where I'm staying? Oh, I saw you, but your friends were there. I didn't think I should bother you with those two today. I wanted to have more time alone with you, Seiji. Follow me around like that. There's a problem with following people around? Then why did those two follow us last night? You noticed that? Of course I did, they were so noisy. It's like a pair of elephants stampeding through the undergrowth. As she stands over me, I find myself with an interesting view. Two round, Teal peaks wobble and what am I thinking? Mr. Stranger, why is your face turning red? She stands even closer to... Yep, there's a missing R there. That should be stands even closer to me. I'm keeping track of these whenever I spot them. That's 3 typos so far. Now I'm looking to my side and something is right in my face. Could you not stand so close to me? Why? What's the problem? God, how innocent is this girl? Just don't, okay? As she steps back, my eyes immediately turn back to her peaks. Why can't I stop myself? What's wrong with me? I'm sorry, I'm sure we've all seen the protest sign. If you're not aware, there's a sign from some big protest or other a while back, where it's just somebody holding up a placard with, I think we can all agree that boobs are awesome, written on it. Which was quite an amusing little sign. Right and strange, Seiji. Did you catch a disease or something? I didn't catch a disease. Then what's wrong? Look, it's not something I can talk about in public. No, shouldn't have shouted. I heard that friends are there for each other when they need them. She kneels down until she's eye level with me. So I'm here for you, Seiji. They're right in my face. Huh? What is? Oh god, I can't take this anymore. Bad angle. Horrible angle. I feel like my eyes are going to bulge out of my head. Maybe you're overheating? You should cool off in the pool. Can't deny I feel pretty hot right now. Wait, no, stop that. I immediately stand up and rush over to the pool. Plunging my head underneath the water, I can feel myself cooling off. A sudden rush of cold to my head is enough to break me out of the wicked spell cast by Nain's peaks. Seiji? What's wrong? Don't worry, I'm fine now. Seriously, Nain, you can't just follow people around like that. But those other two did? I thought it was something the girls did. I was right, damn it. Those two are a bad influence on her. Look, I told you, things with them are complicated. You shouldn't take what they do as an example of how you should behave. I see. She nods to herself. But then who do I learn from? Well, it occurs to me that I don't know much about how girls normally behave. Is there any other girl I've talked to in high school who wasn't Ayumi or Momoko? Look, I'm sorry, I don't know either. So they'll be perfectly fine to learn from in the meantime, I understand. Oh, just forget it. Just forget it, okay? I can't help but shake my head. So, this is where you're staying? Yeah, I've stayed at this hotel before, I know it pretty well. It's really nice. But the pool in my home is bigger than this one. It's bigger? Who is this girl? Is she the heir to a corporation or something? I think it'll probably be better for me not to ask too many questions. I see. Well, people don't normally have pools at all. They don't? Only if they have a lot of spare money and feel like building one. I really wish I knew what it was like to be normal. Isolated upbringing, yes. But I think there's more to it than that. Why do you want to be normal? Well, it might seem kind of silly to you, but I don't like living such a strict life. Most of my time is spent in my room or with my tutor. I also know that I'm extremely misinformed about certain things. But just because I'm not normal, I don't have the local sense. Common sense. That's right, I don't have common sense. So that's why I wish I could have a normal life. Why don't you just talk to your parents then? Say that you want to do normal things. I've tried to. Say that normal life isn't what I'm supposed to lead. Parents know best, don't they? Guess I have to go with their wishes. But you don't want to choose your own way. Wanting to do something and being able to do it, they can be very different things, Seiji. I don't have enough, common sense, that's it. So I wouldn't be able to know what way I should go. She shakes her head. But if I take moments to escape from the house, and I can come and learn more about the world that way, the world outside is much more fun than the tiny world of my house, and much more interesting too. With you here, Seiji, I feel like I can do anything. I'll do my best to support you. I'll try to teach you as much common sense as I can. It's not really something that can be taught, though. It's not? She looks a little down after hearing that. It's just something you pick up on as you talk with other people. Knowing what you should do, what you shouldn't do. By the way, what book did you read where you found out about that greeting? Oh, it was a book in the section of the library I'm not allowed to go near. So you went in it anyway. Of course, I must boldly go when no one has gone before if I'm going to gather common sense. So what section of the library did you go into? Does it say that it's for adults only or something like that? These two characters in the book met and did that, so I presumed it was a greeting. Please don't tell me. She read that kind of book? Why does this library have an entire section dedicated to things like that? Who doesn't have a secret section in the library dedicated to smut? I mean, come on. What's the point in smut if you don't properly alphabetize it by order, by either author, or possibly if you want to subdivide it into genre, that's a viable option as well. I wonder what the Dewey Decimal numbers are for smut. Anyway. You didn't read the whole thing, did you? No, I found the book really boring. Thankful for that. Imagine the misunderstandings that would have arisen from that. What happened to Ayumi would have been only the beginning. Well, you shouldn't put things into practice just because you read them in a book, okay? You need to study it more thoroughly. No, what am I saying? She gets the wrong idea then. Oh? So I should get that book again and try and study it more thoroughly? Oh, my worst fear has been realised. The easily impressionable Naeem has already let it go to her head. No, you absolutely should not. But you just said to study it? Oh, I understand, this is a test. How is it a test? It's a task set before the brave hero on the adventure by the wise wizard. Where the wizard discourages them so they feel like they have to succeed in spite of the wizard. Of course, I'm beginning to pick up on the concept of common sense even more now. Sometimes it feels like she's really smart. And then she goes and says something like that. Incidentally, does anybody have any idea which bloody voice I'm using for her? Because I don't think it's staying consistent at all. And then she has the goal to declare it common sense. Oh, I completely understand now, Mr. Stranger. It was destiny that brought us together. I'm becoming able to read your thoughts and intentions clearly. Listen to me. No, do not study that book more thoroughly. I forbid you from trying to do that. You are not to touch that book you read. I understand, wizard. Discouraging her only seems to spur her on to do it. You are creating a metaphor. By opposing me, you're creating obstacles for me to overcome. I know it. So in truth, you're my mentor and my greatest rival? I am not your mentor. Then you must be the villain of this story. Fine, I'm the villain. What now? I don't know. All I could do is shake my head. I am not a wizard, Naeem. Just like how Ayumi isn't a god. But I offered her a prayer and everything. Well, someone who isn't a god can't answer prayers. I see. Oh god, this is going to be a disaster. I just know it. It's impossible for me to get any time to myself now. Then again, I suppose this is what I signed up for, right? Cold drink and a moment to clear my head is what I need. On holiday, supposed to be relaxing, not fatiguing. Nah, that's just how it is. But even so, I created a terrible situation. Naeem's going to read that book, and more of them. She's going to innocently blurt out in front of someone how I told her to study things thoroughly before putting them into practice. Oh, I want to wake up now. And I know that this isn't a dream. She admits that in front of Ayumi. God, what if I get another pillow thrown at me? How would I even survive that? I must work out a battle plan to inform Naeem of this misunderstanding. Hopefully when we meet again she'll have given up on the wizard idea. I had a lot of trouble with Ayumi and Momoko already. Adding a third friend to the middle of all this had made it even more chaotic than ever. As I slink into our room, Ayumi immediately notices me. There you are! What took you so long? Long story, Ayumi. Don't dare tell her what just happened. You look awful, Seiji. What did you do for the entire afternoon? Run a marathon or something? Let's just say something went horribly wrong. I'm going to pay the price for it. What have you gotten yourself involved in, Seiji? Please, if I can help, just tell me how. Just... I'll talk about it later. Just not right now, okay? Okay. She pouts to herself. I didn't want to help anyway. I'll apologise to her later, but for now I want to relax. What I need to do is clear my head. Oh, I need a shower. I immediately head for the bathroom. After all the nonsense that happened today, a good steamy shower will help clear up my head. 20 quid says Momoko's in the shower. Stepping into the bathroom, steam suddenly hits me in the face. Wait, is someone else? Yes, they are. Called it! I am sorry. That was the most obvious thing that could possibly have happened. Billowing clouds of steam prevent me from seeing most of it. Momoko looks really happy though. She grabs a sponge and begins rubbing it up and down her body slowly. Small trails of soapy water race down her legs, going in between her. What a fun day it's been today. Now I'll get myself nice and clean. All for Seiji. Momoko talks to herself in the shower. And I sing in the shower, so what? Seiji, adorable Seiji. I need to get closer to him, but I don't know how. He's too shy, that silly Seiji. Maybe I should drag him into the shower with me. That would help him overcome his timid nature for sure. I don't think that'll work somehow. She puts the sponge down and begins to lie. What the hell does that phrase even mean? Or is that meant to be lift? Yeah, that feels like that should be lift. Right, we're up to 4? I think we're up to 4 typos now. So we're averaging about 1 apart at the moment. Does Seiji like them bigger or smaller? Firmly kneading her fruit, she seems to grow unsure of herself. My swimsuit is too small. Maybe he doesn't like that. Oh, he's so frustrating. I wish I understood him better. She lets go of her springy bosom. Bounces several times before settling into place. Ah, they're nice and bouncy. The shape's nice too. How come he's never complimented me on them? She pouts to herself as she says that. It's so frustrating. But I mustn't give up. There are some things I know for sure. Things aren't going according to plan. Ayumi's too shy. Seiji's too shy as well. We both need to try our best to build up his confidence. We can do it. So all in due time. Happily, she raises her face to the shower head, letting the water steam through her hair. She seems to shimmer in the light for a moment, casting flecks of gold across the shower. Wait, why am I focused on that? No time to be captivated. Before she turns around, I must... Why is it so cold in here? Did someone open the door? Fortunately, the door was only open a fraction. I quickly closed it silently before she notices anything. As I said, the difference between using sexy situations for narrative or character purpose and the difference between shameless fan service. There are some things that tread the line. Game of Thrones, for example, is notorious for its sexposition scenes, which is basically where they deliver a lot of what would be fairly boring exposition, but they have it delivered by a naked prostitute or to a naked prostitute, so that at least you've got some boobs to look at. And you can debate endlessly whether or not that's sexually exploitative or not, but, you know, at least it keeps the narrative moving. More sunshine today, but the light hurts my eyes. I didn't sleep at all last night. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me the whole time. That's ridiculous, right? If someone had sneaked into my room and I'd noticed. Ayumi's been keeping guard too, and when she sets her mind to something, even Momoko can't make her change it. So it's not either of them. Who has been watching me? That's probably just my imagination. There's no way someone could have gotten inside our apartment. Or several stories off the ground. Not to mention they'd have to pass through the lobby, and the doors to the rooms don't open unless you have a keycard from the front desk. So everything's fine. At least that was what my brain is telling me. When I get a feeling like this, it's usually an ill omen. No, I'm sure it's nothing. There won't be anything bad waiting for me when I leave my room. Right? Of course not. I'm just being paranoid today. I'm sure that as soon as I step out, there'll be nothing. What the hell am I looking at? Huh. Ah! Hey there, Seiji. I was wondering when you were going to wake up. I'm applying the advice I got from those books. Nin pulls the front of her apron upwards. Her panties. I can see her panties. Is she wearing a bra at all? No, she isn't. When she pulls on it like that, she nearly causes her fruit to... Nope, don't look there. I try to avert my eyes, but instead they go further down. What are you doing in my hotel room? And how did you get in here? Why are you dressed like that? I have so many questions, but not enough time to ask them. I use the balcony, of course. You climbed up here? Yup. Do you know how dangerous that is? It's only dangerous if you think it's dangerous. That's not how that works at all. More importantly, how did you know what room I was staying in? Oh, it took me a while, but I looked at each balcony and found your clothes drying in the sun, so I knew that Seiji was in here. Now then, no more questions. You just sit down and let me feed you. Feed me? Is that why you came over? Yep. You look like you could use some hearty food. You look very pale this morning. The reason why I'm pale is right in front of me. She turns her back to me, happily humming to herself. Now where did I put that salt? She walks over to the bench and bends over, reaching into a bag. I know it's in here somewhere. She leans further and further forward. I do not know why I'm so uncomfortable saying that word in this sentence that begins with P. They begin to cling tighter and tighter to her form. She reaches back and pulls them back down. Found it? Huh? Seiji? What is it? Why are you bleeding? Am I bleeding? Don't be ridiculous, I'm not... I feel something trickle out of my nose. Oh, come on! I am sorry, but that doesn't happen! We're outside of really cheesy animes. Oh. I can't take it anymore. Unable to handle her apron, I feel the void sucking in my consciousness. Seiji? Are you okay? Wake up! No. No, I don't want to wake up right now. I've got to be honest, that just reminds me of a fantastic line from Coupling, and incidentally, if you've never seen Coupling, it's one of the best sitcoms ever created. Look it up. The British version, not the terrible American remake. But there includes a fantastic line in that, which is where they're talking to one of the characters, Patrick, and the comment is, there really isn't enough blood in your body to run both ends, is there? And that's a promise. That's what I'm getting put in mind of here. Is he just low on blood or something, so if it heads down south, he pretty much just passes out? I didn't stay knocked out for long. The smell of something delicious revived me. You're awake? Don't make me worry like that. Oh, thank God she's out of her apron now. Sorry about that. I'm just glad you're okay. She quickly heads over to the stove and brings a plate to the table. It's done, Seiji. A man needs a hearty breakfast and something to jumpstart his body at the beginning of the day. That's what one of the books said. Jumpstart their body, huh? So that's why she wore that. Well, my heart rate went up, I could say that much. Oh, just give up. Nope. If I could correct her at this point, we'd have been able to do so earlier. Now there's nothing that can be done. Besides, I'm too tired to argue with her right now. I've only been awake for an hour and it already feels like an eternity's passed. Now then, heat up. You have a long day ahead of you. I've given you a dish with plenty of protein. A large plate of bacon and eggs sits before me. I suspect of something else too. I've added some herbs too. Oh no, herbs. This hopelessly innocent girl has probably served me something lethal. Seiji, is something wrong? Do you not have an appetite in the morning? No, it's not that really. Well, it looks like I'm going to eat it. Can't be as bad as Momoko's cooking, right? As I cut to the egg, I find its yolk is oozing out. Just the way I like my eggs. Oh, I'm glad. I'm surely you'll enjoy this. How will it taste? I'm kind of terrified. Is she going to force feed me? There could be anything hidden inside the mountain of food in front of me. I raise the slice of egg to my mouth, slowly. Seiji, are you sure you're okay? It's not normal for someone's hands to be shaking like that, is it? But really, I'm fine. Oh, I might as well get this over with. Pop it into my mouth and bite down. I'm alive. And the biggest surprise of all, what I'm eating, well, it's actually delicious. For some reason, Nain has produced food that's not only edible, but tastes good. This is fantastic, Nain. Really? Oh, I'm so glad. Eat up, there's plenty of it. Didn't even know I was hungry, but I quickly dig into the food. I'm often bored at home, so I had the maids there teach me how to cook. It's one of the few normal things I get to enjoy. Sure, they make better dishes than me, but I just like cooking it for myself. I haven't really cooked for anyone else before, so I was scared that you wouldn't like it. My mouth's too full to offer any kind of response. The flavor's fantastic. I mean, I don't know what she did with it, but I love it. I normally don't eat much, but I leave nothing on the plate. That was amazing, Nain. Thank you for the food. And her face lights up. I'm so happy that you like it. You didn't leave any food behind either. She's so excited that she can't sit still. Yeah, I haven't eaten that well in ages. Would you like me to do this for you every day? Every day? You mean come here and cook like me for this every day? Yeah? What else would I mean, Mr. Stranger? I look back down at the plate. My stomach is telling me to say yes, but it just occurred to me. Well, I really do like your cooking, but how do I tell her? Well, what? Well, the girls would be upset if they saw you. I hear the door behind me opening, and a sleepy-looking Momoko walks out. Seiji, I smell food. Give me some. He stumbles over and ends up leaning on me. Oh, that smells good, Seiji. She begins to press her chest against me. Momoko, wake up! I don't want to wake up. I want food, Seiji. She buries her face into my chest and wraps her arms around me. I get so flustered I don't even know what to say. I'll settle for Seiji if I can't have food. What do you mean settle for me? Are you a cannibal now? I try to slip out of her arms, but she has me in an iron grip. There's no getting away. I want to taste Seiji's lips if I can't taste delicious food in the morning. Momoko raises her sleeping-looking eyes to look at my face. They do look nice. Nien just looks on curiously, choosing not to interrupt. Just wait a moment. I'll prep you some food shortly. But it smells like something's already cooked. Why can't I have that, Seiji? I ate all of it. That's not fair. You can't just be greedy like that and take it all for yourself. Just wait. Go back to bed. I'll have it ready for you soon. I see a little light spark in her sleepy eyes. Breakfast in bed? Yes, breakfast in bed. That's so romantic, Seiji. She giggles to herself happily. I'll let you get away, just this once. She lets go of my waist and stumbles back into the bedroom. You better have it ready soon, Seiji. I won't let your lips get away if you don't. As the door closes, I feel relieved. Nien seems to be thinking to herself. So is that some kind of morning ritual you two go through? Not really. But you look like a couple for a moment. It's like one of those scenes where the couple walk hand in hand. Even though you look like a couple, something feels like it's missing. Missing? Yep. Like there's someone else who should be there too. I don't really know. I don't know how guys think or feel. This feels like that to me. She seems to be getting close to the truth about my relationship with those two. What I'm really worried about is if she somehow ends up having multiple partners is normal. Again, as long as the people involved don't have an issue with it, who cares? Even then, seeing her like that with you makes me feel... She pauses for a moment and seems to be thinking to herself. Makes me feel funny for some reason. What do you mean? Because I think I'd like to be the one doing that. Her voice is barely a whisper as she says that. Could you repeat that, please? I don't think I heard you. Oh, it's nothing really. Nothing at all. Don't pay attention to me. Really nothing. Even though she says that, it's pretty obvious that it's something. Why else would she lose her composure like that? Well, thanks for the food, Nien. You'd be better to let her relax. Yeah, thank you for eating it. Would you like me to come over too? Would you like me to come over tomorrow too? I'll keep you well fed, Seiji. The door behind me opens again, and Ayumi steps through, staring at the both of us. What is she doing here, Seiji? That's what I was wondering too. She said she came in through the balcony, but we're several stories away from the ground. Oh, this hotel's easy to climb compared to the mansion. Mansion? You have a mansion? Yeah, what's so unusual about that? It's very unusual. More importantly, you somehow climbed up several stories and got in here without the key. Yeah? I don't believe you. Seiji, you let her in, right? No, I didn't. Really, I was just surprised to see her in here wearing only... Nope, I'll let that slip. Wearing what, Seiji? I can't hold my tongue. If I say anything, it'll only look worse. As long as Nien doesn't say any. Oh, just an apron. I've heard that it makes men happy when you do that. It improves the quality of the food. I see. Ayumi just shakes her head. So Seiji, want me to come over and cook every... No, you can't do that. I am the one who's going to be cooking for him. Aw, can't we both do that? We team up, imagine how much we could cook. Nien doesn't sense Ayumi's hostility at all. No! Out! Out now! Aw. I can come back, right, Seiji? She looks towards me with hopeful eyes. Of course you can. Ayumi looks as though she's had enough. I want to make this clear to you. Stay away from Seiji. Huh? Why? He's... Something in Nien's brain seems to light up at the moment. Oh, I get it now. Oh, it all makes sense. Seiji's advice was perfect. Seiji's advice? What do you mean by that? He told me to study things thoroughly before I put them into practice, so I've studied all of the adult books in the library. What? Seiji, what have you been doing with this girl? Look, I tried to tell her it was a misunderstanding, she wouldn't listen to me. I am innocent in all of this. In those books they had a man who had multiple partners. Upon discovering those other mistresses, all of them became really jealous. This must be it. You're jealous? Amy seems taken aback for a moment, but regains her composure and sticks an accusing finger in Nien's face. Fine, you got me. I've been desperately trying to get Seiji's attention, so having some random stranger show up and take it... She's trembling. It's insulting! Don't think that you can walk into his life just like this. It took me years to get as close as we are. I don't know what to say to you. I don't mean any harm. But since you understand now, Seiji is ours, not yours. Stay away from him. Right, that's a reasonable-ish point to end this part, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.